yes, we've all gone bananas. The GOP's MAGA bananas today. Oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today. Oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude's Process. Today, we have our special guest, Angel.
Hey!
So we're dudes in abroad, or as Angel likes to say,
I don't remember.
you said dude abroad, dudes abroad.
Oh. Dudes abroad. That's
Okay,
what I
dudes
said.
abroad, yes.
Dudes abroad.
Which sounds a little bit like dude's looks like a lady. I'm out of breath from sitting down. Maybe we should call a paramedic. All right, so here we are.
Oh,
And
wow.
I have to stop
I am
talking
CPR,
That's right, you're health oriented. You're
Well, I don't know about that, but...
Yeah, you know, you're a physicist. That's what I heard.
I'm just a personal trainer.
You're like a physicist. Yeah, that's like a personal trainer. It's a
I
physicist.
mean, it takes some physics, I guess. It is.
Yeah, a little physicist.
Physics is about...
I'd like to add that, we've been trying to get Smart Water to sponsor us, but
Yeah.
they say we're not smart enough. But having our special guest might have brought some brains to what we discussed.
Really? Because we
today.
just struggled. I mean, royally. It's like...
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle.
It was a little sad.
So anyway, I was going to suggest that we talk about something other than Trump.
Okay.
But there's nothing in the news that Trump doesn't have his tiny hands into,
Oh, my.
And
He went after the hands.
And when it's right for the hands,
right. So anyway, shall we start?
Yeah, absolutely, Greta. You were telling me, what the hell were you telling me when I walked in?
Well, Congress, was recessed by the Republicans so they wouldn't have to face up to the Epstein scandal and all the records of the Justice Department.
Mm-hmm.
They used the, I guess, deferring device of saying we want to get the grand jury testimony in the case that convicted Epstein. And the courts are usually not allowed because that's usually confidential.
Mm-hmm.
So now finally the court has said, no, officially you can't have that, but you can have everything else the Justice Department has. And apparently, according to an article I read today, there's a ton of stuff which involves everything that the Justice Department has that they're free to give up.
Yeah.
If they wanted to. And so the Democrats in Congress, along with 11 Republicans, are waiting for Congress to reconvene, and that's reconvene, I think that's the word.
Reconvene?
Reconvene, yeah. That's one way.
Reconvene?
Ah, wait a minute. That explains the military.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. The fuck is
Just to
that?
keep them out from voting. Keep the Congress out, man.
Yeah,
Don't bring them in here. They might change things and they'll
Yeah,
find out.
That's right.
They'll find out things I don't want them to know.
But anyway, there's a lot of information that we probably will find out in September because I think it's going to
That's when they get back,
be made public, yeah.
the Congress. But that's really fucked up the military in the National
In
Guard
DC.
in DC. But
And then you have like 6 Republican states who sent in their guards.
Their National
I think
Guard.
I heard that either this morning or yesterday.
Right, I heard the same thing, and that's kind of fucked up in the way that you think, like when you would read that, if it was any other time, you're like, oh, what the fuck, a meteor hit?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they calling in the National Guard? And then they said also that they're keeping the National Guard onto the tourist sites, so, they're not really doing... It's such a theatrical play of, oh, look, I'm bringing troops, but it seems like such an obvious waste of money of other states
Well,
joining in. I mean, that's bizarre, no?
Well, the federal government would be paying for it if they. You have
that's
to,
us, man.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
I'm not making excuses
God
for it.
damn it,
I
that's
think-
my tax.
I think
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Washington, D.C. is a federal enclave, so the federal government can decide who polices it, but it's been operated with some degree of independence by the D.C. government.
Yeah.
But to have other states send in their National Guard, that would be at the request of the president. And
So was it Trump-friendly governors say, okay, you could have troops?
Maybe, I don't know which governors sent them in. But it's a ridiculous showboat thing by Trump again.
But isn't there laws that say the National Guard should only be used for important shit? Not theater.
Yeah, I think it says something like that.
I think that legally they can send. You can bring guards in emergency. Now, what constitutes an actual emergency? But that's kind of under the guise of what they're at, and they're using it of the whole, crime is really bad, blah 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 blah. Even though every stat said no, everything's gone down, and a lot of things have gone down. It's just the excuse. Why is a good question. There could be, there's probably a lot of reasons. Even the hostile takeover of DC, I don't know, or it's just another, juggling act of circus show that we throw to get people off of the Epstein thing or get somebody to talk. Because, the way I look at it too is it seems like everything was so hyper-focused on the Epstein file and what is on that little black book of his. And, we went from there, they jumped it to all of a sudden tariffs. Everybody get tariffs. So last time I was here, we were talking about how he's saying you're gonna have like 1,000%, off of your medications or whatever the craziness was, and then right behind that, you have the following, not even but a few days later, you have the National Guard going in over there. You have phone calls going into Texas to try to get those to gerrymander for voting and all of that. And then you get, all of a sudden he's making, like, not a few days later, they've made plans to go meet in Alaska to meet with Putin. We all knew that was going to be a flop and it was going to go nowhere. And, coming back and then meeting with Zelensky. And he was smarter this time. He brought himself a European entourage. And this way they can't pick on his ass. But, it's like, for me, it's like when things happen and get thrown that fast, you're evading something or getting, because what matters, I guess, now is whatever is going on in social media, which is really just saying, it's what people are talking about. And so to get them to stop talking about, and especially his base, about the Epstein file, then let's throw all of this. And he did that, the last run too, it was like a circus show. Every time something happens, I could hear my heads going, da, 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 because that's the way it all looks to me. Something else is always going on, or we are covering for something else, so that you stop looking at this and here's some tariffs. Here's some tariffs. Here's some National Guards. I'm going to put this guy over here. So I tend to sometimes wonder how much of it is a distraction. At the same time, it's very serious, and it's, and it is very problematic that in DC that you would have that much policing and military that I can't imagine. I mean, I've been to DC. I was overwhelmed by DC. I cried looking at those monuments. And I just can't imagine having that same proud American sensation of what the ideology of what we're supposed to be, how you would get that when you're bombarded with people with military rifles and they're looking at everybody, and it's just like, what country am I in? I'm just like a measure. Did I land in DC or am I in somewhere else?
It looks like an occupation.
It looks like an occupation, and it's terrible. That's not.
And the problem is our president, who's basically supposed to be our leader and servant, is a malignant narcissist and wants to be an authoritarian. He wants everything to be his way, and he's I think using the military for political purposes to.
Ain't that about a bitch? A bitch who fucking sat there and tried to dodge shit and my bone spurs, I can't fight.
It puts
Yeah,
the
but
military.
And then he's like, I got the military behind.
Right.
Called, what's his name, a loser. What was the gentleman, the senator that passed away?
God.
The veteran.
With McCain.
McCain, thank you.
Oh, he said I'd like, yeah.
You know,
I don't
saying-
I like my war heroes not captured.
What the fuck would he know what a hero
isn't
is?
Isn't that wonderful?
Jesus
A con artist from New York calling a man who was a prisoner
Yeah.
Trump is.
But that's what made him a loser was because he got caught.
because he got caught. I like my war heroes not caught.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I think what all we're saying is that Trump is probably the worst human being that's ever been elected to the presidency of the United States.
I don't know about that.
Oh, who would you
But-
say, Angel, is the
I don't know.
worst?
Andrew Jackson was pretty fucked.
Was he?
Yeah, in the last 100 years, let's say.
You can put a thing.
Oh, wait a minute.
What was Andrew Jackson? Why was he?
Well, he signed the Indian Removal Act,
Yeah.
which required whole nations of original Americans.
Yeah.
Who was the president that held the big old drunken party on the White House?
That was probably Andrew Jackson.
That was Andrew
too,
Jackson,
'cause he
too.
was from Tennessee, which
Yeah.
was really sort of the
Yeah, he was known for
Wait.
shooting people too. Wasn't he like doing like duels and stuff? Like,
he probably did before.
I mean, dude was so fucked up.
Was he? What's the big drunken party on the?
Well, when he was
Oh,
elected,
literally a party with a lot of booze.
Oh,
yeah,
like they're gonna have
when
it.
he was elected president, he was from Tennessee, which was the frontier, basically back
Yeah.
then. It was a primitive country, and so all the folks from Tennessee came in and without social skills, and they had a big party. And
Huh. Well, that's kind of like what he said. Next year, the MMA is going to have fights on the White House lawn. He did say that. He said he's going to bring.
is this the wrestling group?
No, this is.
This is a mixed martial art.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's actually people beating the shit out of each other for real. Like it's fucking
But
brutal.
they're professionals. They you know, there are rules.
There are rules, but I mean, and even
But
though
yeah, then it suddenly becomes like the Coliseum, and
Well, it
it's
really
just
does,
kinda
though. I mean-
funky feel about it. Yeah, that's
it's
just messed
very,
up.
it's so strange that they come and have the fire, have the warriors bleed for me on the lawn of the White House.
Hey, we should get some lions, eh?
Yeah, why not? You got the tanks. It is very Roman in a way. You got the military and you're gonna have the fucking tanks.
Well, see,
I
these are
like
things that he can do by himself. He doesn't like anything that requires the approval of Congress or the approval of a court or anything,
Yeah.
or the approval of the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
And so he does everything he can on his own.
But that still
guess
seems
it-
so strange, though, because every time a Democrat gets in, it seems very, to me, I was raised in the North, and you got to be a Democrat. It's when you're raised, they tell you you're Catholic, they tell you you're a Democrat. You're like, okay. You're like, oh, God, this is a great thing. And you're like, oh, I want to vote for that guy. Is like Ralph Nader, and they say, well, you can't vote for him. He's a spoiler candidate. They say, okay, I got to vote for Clinton. You're like, okay, good. And then he gets in, and you're like, oh, we don't still have free health care. And they're like, yeah, but that takes a long time to do. You can't have that. And I remember just growing up in this whole history of, yeah, the president has only so many powers, and you can't do that. It seems like in the first 6 months, you could do a lot if you wanted to. You could fuck up a lot of shit if you're the president. It seems like a
this
will,
one
an
is
issue
doing
of will.
that, yeah.
Right. So that's why I'm very discombobulated and depressed.
Right, because you were under the assumption that we had this, check and balance thing.
Yes, that's what I was told in school.
and,
Remember that? Remember
And, technically it's always there, but I mean, the thing is that if you don't have anybody to balance,
Right.
because it seems like it's like you just do what you want, and you know that there's nothing anybody's gonna do to you.
Yeah.
Right? There's no consequence. Anytime there's no consequence for your actions, then there's nothing gonna stop you from doing something else.
Right.
And, you know, you're going to up the ante every single time, you know, it's yeah. And so if no one does anything, then yeah, why would they stop them?
Right.
Why are they going to stop him?
You have gone this long without consequences. Why not keep going?
I mean, he did the first 4 years without consequences.
Right, which is the thing that makes me crazy is that I think this could have been prevented by just say there was many times I think you could have stopped this from happening by having this man who obviously didn't accept the results of the election.
I think, you know, it's the whole thing, and, you know, with the Project 2025, what you realize is that it's a lot bigger than Trump. And so I think the first go round was their thought that they could control him. They realize they can't control him. Now it's just like, how do you roundabout? It's like you're trying to tame a lion, right? You know, so how do you roundabout do it?
Yeah.
And how do you roundabout motivating Trump? Anyone? Money. That's right.
Yeah.
How much money has he made in the past?
It's
What?
insane.
I think 2.5
6, 7
billion or something
Yeah.
like that.
Off of-
It was like 3-point-something billion dollars
Yeah.
that he's made. He hasn't even been there a year.
It's insane. It's fucking insane. Also, being the president.
you know, getting back to our separation of powers, the Supreme Court is the ultimate guardian of our democracy and our rights under the Constitution. And I read just today that every time he's been challenged by a lower court judge, and there are like 4,000 cases against him right now, that the Supreme Court has ruled in his favor 90% of the time.
Sure.
9 out of 10
The majority of the Supreme Court is appointed by him.
by him, right? And I really blame those people as being traitors to America.
Oh yeah, they're the absolute worst.
Yeah.
They are the worst.
They have a greater responsibility than deciding.
They're coming for us.
Yeah, right.
Watch out.
They must have been to Madrid, Alabama, and we weren't there, so they
they came through
followed us
thing.
here. Right.
Oh, we're at
But
20.
that is really pretty disgusting.
Yeah, at the Supreme Court.
And the fact that he is doing everything he can to be in a way to intimidate everybody, you know,
Yeah.
whether it's the colleges, the academia, the press, and I don't think he's doing it just because he's a big-headed a jerk. I think he really does think.
Well, that was all out of the playbook too,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
was it?
you control the narrative. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're controlling the narrative. They're also wanting to put. I mean, that was the first thing: is put all your people in there first. Get rid of everybody, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
And then everybody from Fox got a job.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, like in the administration, that's insane. The
Yeah.
guy who's
it's
the
true.
FBI or he actually does have former Fox hosts
they're-
in.
Yeah.
the
You're talking about the head of the intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a guy.
Yeah, he's got like some kind of German Nazi sort of tattoo or something on I think it's his right arm.
Yeah.
And there was a shot of him where he was in a dunk tank, drunk off his ass, and you could see it through his shirt. You
Oh,
could see it
that's-
through the sleeve, you
Yeah.
know, and you're just like.
He was in a drunk tank or a dunk tank.
He was in a dunk tank drunk, so I guess it was technically a drunk tank at the moment when he got dunked.
Now, are we talking about the FBI head or?
No, that's Patel. What's his
Yeah.
name? Cash Patel.
Yeah.
He's the one that's kind of like, I
He
don't know.
seems sort of goofy.
Oh, the picture that they have of him, his professional picture, just looks like he heard somebody shard themselves all of a sudden, and he went.
And the woman who's head of Homeland Security.
Oh, yeah.
Seems a little bit light too, but
Is that the dog killer?
Yeah,
that's right. who shot her dog.
That was a good bit they
Yeah.
did on South
Yeah.
Park. Where
Oh, my
anytime
South-
she sees a dog, she
South
shoots.
Park should be required reading for all Americans, or required viewing.
Yeah. Well, we got anything else? Because we're at 22.
Have we used our up our
We
time?
have used past our time.
We haven't even come up with any solutions yet.
I don't know if
We-
it's our job to come up.
Yeah, we don't come up with solutions.
We're plebeians.
We just like to talk shit about people.
Yeah,
okay.
really. Well, we
don't-
at least
So
need to.
that's what it means to be American.
That's
to
right.
not agree, talk shit about you.
Absolutely.
And everybody is okay.
There you go. And everybody is okay,
That's good.
which is how it should be.
Well, I think to balance things out, though, we should be a little stronger in our criticism of our president. And I've come up with a new word for our new definition of MAGA.
Uh-huh.
Moronic assholes gypping America.
Moronic
So-
assholes gypping America.
Right. And the thing I worry about it is it might insult gypsies. That.
Right.
I know
Oh, is that where the term comes?
Yeah, GYP.
I guess
yeah.
GY people would be
Yeah,
gypsy.
gypsies.
How
used
dare you insult the Spaniards and
Right.
in my presence?
No, I think they're not. They weren't originally Spaniards. They
Yeah,
were
we're-
from Eastern Europe,
They were.
from Romania.
They were from a mystical land.
Yeah, I think.
like-
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I think they're closely related to the Smurfs. They were drained of blue. I don't know what the hell. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. This
That
is
was good, folks.
okay. It's very enlightening and also educational. And when I talk louder, it breaks out the microphone. Thank you to our special guest, Angel.
Thank you.
And this is Grady. And I am Matt.
And we're two dudes with a broad.
And we processed. Thank you. Bye-bye. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You know,
Bananas today, oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today, oh yeah, the GOP's MAGA bananas today.